to start with today. Goodness, this game is loud. It's just my setup. Should be okay for any viewers though. Roughly balanced. Turn it down a little more actually. Alright, so I haven't practiced this at all, just like I usually jump into these. You know, I'm okay with there being like one or two fumble around, fail completely runs, and then I usually try to buckle down and get a bit of practice in. Thankfully, you know, the official games have the universal practice tool, so it's not really that difficult. I would have just used spell practice for Whole Song of Birds, but I wanted to do some actual practice on stuff like stage portions and non-spells too, and you know, they've just got regular spell practice, so that's not really enough. So 12 is one of those weird games where Reimu A is the focus type and Reimu B is the homing type. I don't really know why, but as per usual, I'll be using focused Reimu. I'm not really a big fan of homing Reimu unless it's the only option. I do have the crutch of pretty much always playing as Reimu regardless though. So again, no practice here, and UFO tends to be one of the harder games. Like both on the resource collection side and on the Danmaku side, so I'm expecting a total train wreck here. I've always had trouble with UFO. Byakuran's one of the harder final bosses, I think. Like when it came to 1211, and I looked online and I found at least like another person who shared my opinion on this. It's relatively difficult, yeah, but once you make it to Oku, that's actually like kind of the turning point of the run where it gets easier. I don't think I'm the only one that finds it to be kind of easy as far as final bosses go. Byakuran, on the other hand, I think her cards vary a lot. I can do some of them okay. A lot of them are just total disasters for me. I'm gonna have to practice them quite a lot, I think. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's been a long time since I've done like a full playthrough of 12. Okay, I needed to jump further over. I figured as much. So I'm gonna be very rusty in some portions. And like usual, I'm a bit more familiar with the latter half of the game, but I wouldn't really say I'm even that familiar with it in this case, aside from Byakuran, who again, I still struggle with despite practicing on before. So it's gonna be rough. Sho has some really tough stuff. I don't think stages 1 and 2 are gonna be bad, really. Some of Ichirin stuff is pretty tough for stage 3, from what I can recall. Ooh, that was kinda close. And of course, UFOs are always gonna be UFOs. I'm not gonna bother trying to read out the dialogue. It looks like it goes pretty slow, but it's okay. Everyone's seen this anyway, right? I did it for Whole Song of Birds, and I think I'd like to continue doing it for fan games that are in English and have like slow to read dialogues. Heck, if they're in Japanese, I could even try to do like a live translation, but you know, I'm not gonna like obsess over always doing it. It feels like it might be a little bit redundant for main series games, you know? Like the fighters. That might be kind of fun. Since there's like this dedicated little break period before the boss. I don't think the text auto advances in the fighters. I could be wrong. But when it comes to the shmup bosses, I feel like I'd rather just keep moving along, you know? Ooh, I do remember this card being kind of hard for what it was, actually. So I hope that goes on forever because the pendulums block shots for. And it kind of gets harder as it goes on too because she fires more of the big red orbs. It's been so long I don't remember like how hard it really is. Okay, well, it's not so hard that I had to slam myself into that bullet, that's for sure. Ain't gonna stop me, though. Oof. I don't really need to save a high score off that. Do I need to restart the stage? I do. Yeah, Toho 12's gonna be rough. This will probably be the second hardest one for me aside from Toho 15, which is... It's Toho 15, you know? Toho 15 is like a living meme of a game, after all. So okay, let's grind through this for a while. It's got the restart from the beginning of the stage continue system, which is a blessing and a curse. Honestly, as far as streaming is concerned, I'd rather just have it keep me going from where I was. So it's kind of a curse for me. I'd say it's kind of a curse overall, really. Kind of a nuisance. I guess that's what Zen wants to do these days. I think that's still how the modern games work, right? I don't do full runs very often. I'm not gonna fill out that UFO. That's okay. No, I don't want blue. I don't want the blue one. I'll take green. Green's good. We'll just get 3 greens for the next one. As far as UFO's music goes, I think the stage 1 theme's kind of okay. A lot of the songs don't really stand out to me too much, though I do like Maras's theme. The stage 4 theme itself is also pretty catchy. Byakuran's theme is great, and Inue's theme is great. But like, typically, the games are gonna have great final boss and extra boss themes anyway, so not really a surprise, you know. Oh, actually, I have heard some really good arranges of Fire as a Hawkeye before, Byakuran's stage theme. I wanted to find a specific one for the stream prep thing today, but I forgot who it was by. I forgot what it was called. I removed it from a playlist recently, I guess. I think I deleted the playlist. And I'm not sure where it is anymore on my computer, so I've got to hunt that down. So I just did Tom Onson's range of Kogasa's theme today, which is also okay. But Kogasa's theme, you know, it's okay and all. Not a favorite of mine, but I do like that arrange a fair bit. Tom Onson has so many good songs. It's a shame that Tama doesn't really sing for them anymore. Her voice really helped make the group, I think. With her gone, it's just kinda more generic hip-hop rappy stuff, which sometimes really hits well. You know, I didn't really like that kind of music at all until I started listening to Tom Onson years ago. You know, they've opened my ears a little bit. I like some of those songs, even the ones that don't have Tama, but the ones with Tama definitely do tend to be the highlights, I think. What does it expect you to do for this card, I wonder? Like, is it just supposed to take forever? I feel like it's just gonna no matter what you do. Can't break the pendulums, I don't believe. I think they're just invincible. Frankly, even if they're not, they clearly have like so much HP they might as well be. Nazarine's low, okay, I could hear though. Alright, so if you try to like focus her down by sitting in the middle whenever you can kind of end the card before it gets to that really ridiculous state, which is good. I'm gonna pause for just a second to drink my coffee. Okay. Speaking of coffee, when I first started streaming, just recently, I mean it hasn't been that long at all, I would do like this little coffee break thing where I'd like switch the scene and play this one song by DBU Music, drink the coffee, go get the coffee, whatever, but I don't know, lately I feel like I don't really need to do that. I mean, I've been thinking of putting VODs up on the VOD channel quite soon, and I feel like I'd rather kind of have that kind of thing edited out. So that's more work there, and B, I don't know, it's just kind of unnecessary, isn't it? I don't think most people like do a full scene transition. They just either pause the game, or I guess if they really want, they make the screen black or something. And I missed a full bomb drop there. Man. But I had a good friend of mine draw the art for that scene, and they actually have more that they're about to finish quite soon. So I've got to find a way to use it. And I figure maybe I'll just, like, have, like, little... This attack is fast. I forgot just how fast that was. Sick. I figured maybe I'll do, like, a little slideshow of art stuff during the pre-stream prep phase, you know, with the music I do there. I feel like that's something I'm good at keeping in. I'll just edit it out of the VODs. It's at the very beginning, so that's not really a hassle at all, you know? So I'm thinking, like, maybe I will, like, put out an open invitation, like, hey, if you want to draw a Touhou character drinking coffee, maybe in, like, a funny or creative scene or something like that, I'll put it in this art slideshow and credit you. So I'm considering maybe, like, putting that out there on Twitter someday soon. I don't know. I know that I follow some people on Twitter that retweet art. Not sure how many actual artists... Oh, sorry, I'm talking about people that follow me, I guess. Not people I follow. Just pretend that's what I said, but... I'm not sure how many actual artists are following me. I think maybe a few. Either way, I'll think about that. Put it out there sometime soon, maybe. Honestly, I'm pretty small at this point. I don't know. Is that the kind of thing that would help you grow? Maybe. Guess it wouldn't help the artist grow too much, though, considering they wouldn't get too much exposure off my stream, but... I remember this card being kind of a nuisance. A little bit hectic. I'm kind of doing it okay, though. Whoa! I thought I had bombs. I hit the bomb button, and nothing happened. But I survived for a few more good seconds. That's kind of shocking. Yeah, that card is hard. And I guess even the stage 1 and 2 bosses just have a few tough cards, don't they? Azrin's got her Pendulum one, and Kukus has that mess. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the hardest thing I've once CC'd so far. I think with practice I'll be okay, though. I'll probably want to play it kind of the same way I played Touhou 13, and not stress too much over the resources. You know, take whatever comes your way, sure. But don't go out on a limb to get UFOs. Just play safe, play good, survive, and keep your bombs. Like, make sure to use your bombs, you know. Rather than wanting for more, just use what you have more effectively. Focus on just dodging the Danmaku. But unlike 10 Desires, where the Danmaku is kind of relatively easy compared to the rest of the series, it's kind of on the upper echelon here. Upper end, you know. This is fast, but it's really not hard to dodge. Feels good to dodge, though. I do remember how good it felt to dodge. This is like super basic Danmaku fruit card. Thank you for your time, Kokusa. Thank you for the rainbow bullet spam. Very artistic. It is a pretty card, it's just simple. I would never really criticize our Lord and Kannushi, Zun. He does amazing work. Please let me out of the corner. Zun, you motherfucker. Touhou 12 is rough. Hang on just a minute. Are you trying to pull the wool over my eyes? So I think she shoots those out in like the angle whichever way she was moving, maybe. Okay, so can we make it to the last bit of the fight this time? Like, past the first bar, maybe? Ugh. Man, you know what's really throwing me off? Whole Song of Birds had a really generous death button timer. But it's so strict into how, like in the actual games, you can actually react to the sound in Whole Song of Birds. That's how, like, loose it is. Like, you can hear, oh, I've died, and have, like, maybe, like, half a second or something? I don't know. To, hit that bomb button and just save yourself. in Toho, you need to almost preemptively bomb. Obviously, that's not true, but it's like so precise. What is it, like a tenth of a second? I think people have said. It's rough. Also, like a bird's had some pretty difficult Danmaku though, so it's not like I'm coming in at its little difficulty downgrade or anything. But the death bomb thing is gonna hurt. I think maybe what we'll do for tonight is just do like this awful, horrible Lunatic run with Raymond just unlock spell practice. Not spell practice, just stage practice. Though, I mean, I do have the universal practice tool, so I don't really need it. But it's just like, for the sake of playing the game, you know. I'll probably do about that much, then switch over to Crystal Clear. I could always... Well, I guess I can't do an extra run unless I hook up the practice tool, can I? Yeah. It would be a nice, easy change of pace. Still, its Warp's extra isn't really that hard. But funny enough, considering how the main game is. May I have that? No, I may not. Ugh. The UFOs. The UFOs. Damn UFOs. UFO. Totally unrelated note. Rock Maiden 3's translation is progressing well. Actually only just started on it yesterday. I had to take a good deal of time last week to finish up a large project for someone else. I can't really talk about that one though, it's under a different name, let's just say that. But during most of the weekend, what I spent time doing was a secret project for Dylan. At least I don't know if he's told anyone about it yet, I'm not sure. He'll be streaming it tomorrow, at his usual time. It was fun to work on, wasn't really too bad. It was about the size of Rock Maiden as far as text is concerned though. Which, again, isn't really that bad, you know. It was largely a one-day project. I got the whole translation itself done in one day, but I had to tackle a couple technical issues the next day that I couldn't quite finish in my initial session on it. I won't say what it's made in. It is a Toho fan game. It is old. It might be like kind of a nostalgic classic for some. That's all I'm really gonna say for the 0 people listening. Look forward to it. Oof. Okay. I do remember this non-card being kind of tough. Is that far up enough? Yeah, that's fine. It's just kind of like rhythm based. Like you just keep that exact speed. You just gotta tap just right. Super water repelling bone dry monster. Is that because Katakasa is the name of her umbrella and her species in general, and Katakata is a way to say bone dry? I believe it is. That's probably the joke there. I do remember this card actually also being kinda hard. Man, I knew 12 was hard, but actually a lot of these cards are like bringing back really bad memories of never being able to capture them in runs. On anything above normal. Damn it. Oh no. Fuck me. Toho 12 is a nightmare. I can't believe this game. Okay, yeah, the Danmaku here is a significant step up from Subterranean Animism. I underestimated it. One sec, I'm thirsty. It's been really cold over here for a day or two because we've got quite a lot of snow recently. They've had our heat like cranked up even higher than normal. Dry heat dries out the mouth, dries out everything, dries out the eyes. Got itchy eyes all the time. My allergies definitely don't help with that though. Speaking of the allergies, I've been kind of self-conscious of my voice like getting scratchy on stream recently, but you know, I asked a person or two, close friends, about it, and they said it's fine. Actually, they don't really notice it. It's not really a problem, so that makes me feel a little bit more at ease. I still don't think that my mic setup is the best it could be, but I'm not really sure how to improve it further. I've messed with filters and whatnot. Less so the filters right now, and I guess the equalizer, which I think helped a fair bit. I don't know, I guess it's come a good ways. But I don't sound as good as, you know, some of the people I watch or listen to or whatever. And I definitely don't sound as good as the people who, like, do the no-filter YouTube reviews of my mic. I assume maybe part of why they sound good is, like, their studio setup kind of thing, though, you know? They got the right acoustics, they got... I don't know. I don't really know what the right acoustics means, so I can't really elaborate on that, actually. Whoops. Also, whoops. Don't go up there. I kind of ignored, like, the Xeniang enemies, because they split into bullets and all that, but that turns out to kind of bite you in the ass later on if you leave them out there for too long, huh? So maybe don't do that. Just guide them around properly, shoot them when they're not up in your face, and have that be that. Parasol Star Memories. But why, I ask? Why would you make a card like this, I ask? Sun doesn't reply. He just smiles. I think I just need to, like, bomb spam to get through Kogusa so I can keep on going with the run. But I only have one more bomb. Because I've, like, died with 2 full stocks on the way here. I legit feel like I'm playing to a 15-point device right now. Like, with the amount of restarts I've had to do on things. Okay. That's great and all that I made it here. But now I'm kind of screwed unless I manage to capture this monstrosity. Excuse of a spell card. Ugh. I know I need to, like, move back to the right there, but I don't think I can move back too quick, can I? Isn't that bad too? I don't know. Practice runs. I know that I don't need to stress about, like, performing on stream, you know? You know, I've made my skill level clear. Like, I beat some of the games in Lunatic, not some of the others. You know, I'm not the kind of person to do, like, no bomb, no miss runs, or whatever, or anything. I'm not up to that skill level, so... I just gotta not really stress over it. I can do that. I can tell that to myself. I could avoid picking up the shitty blue UFO. Who needs those? So I've always heard people say just get the green ones, like, if you're good at bombing, since they're kind of better resource-wise, since you get a full bomb part. You get, like, a full bomb and part of a bomb from each filled one. Damn it. And, you know, I get that, but I feel like on occasion I might want to get a life, too. Because I suck. Please get off screen. Ah, man, I'm not going to fill that now. Much less get it, actually. Right, I forgot they leave when there's a boss on screen. I was looking at the timer like, where's it going? It's still got 6 seconds left. UFO, no. Don't fly away. It flew away. I also wasted a bomb on it, so that's not a good use of resources. Kind of going against what I said with, like, the whole don't waste resources to get resources thing, so whoops. I mean, technically, like, if you can use a bomb and get a full green UFO that you wouldn't have gotten anything from otherwise, that's good. Like, you're making net gain of 1 bomb piece, 1 bomb fragment, but... Okay, I mean, here, I think that was a good use because I think I might have died otherwise. So, I'll gladly take that one. I think that was just fine. But I'll summon that there anyway, I guess. It's fine. I'm gonna bomb this card. Very soon, very soon. Okay, good. I actually death bombed. Is that my first death bomb today? I think it is. It's just been deaths and bombs up until now. I wanted to bomb this one, but I didn't have a bomb. So, I had no choice. Alright, I'm just gonna use my resources to get through this and keep moving. I'm not concerned with keeping them for stage 3, because I've continued about 5 times so far already. You know, it can't out to 1 CC when I've had to continue already. This is just practice. It's here to refresh myself with the game, so we're just gonna do that. Watch, I'm gonna capture this one this time. No, I'm not. I'm trying to move to the right there, but I guess I totally flubbed it. Alright, get out of here. Monster train. Just fall out of the sky, you stupid umbrella yokai. I'm not the cruel one here. Your cars are the cruel things. And therefore, you are the cruel one. Hey, get back here. Green UFO, please. Give me the UFO. Oh, good enough. Took a bit, but it's fine. I would like to try to use it with screen clear if I could maybe get it here. Good. They're useful for that if you can time them right. Oh. Goodbye. Not getting that one. Okay. I couldn't quite swoop around with that in time. Keep at it. Re-challenge. Is this where this guy comes in? More or less. This gal. So I like flying along the outside of the ship? No, it looks really weird if so. It's just like a flat surface on top. I guess it must be. It's just really, really big and doesn't really have much on it. Sometimes I don't really think about these backgrounds too much, but this one strikes me as a little weird. Alright, get that just to clear the screen a little. Try to get the full thing from it if we can. Good, okay, nice. And not so nice because I lost everything from it, but such as UFO. I was never good at anything of Ichirin's. With those, you kind of have to read, like, the right gap to go in to dodge, and the right gap to go in to get yourself stabbed by the green lasers. And I've never been too amazing at it. Also, her cards are just all kind of nuts, too. I think I was to the point before where I could capture, like, this one without too much trouble. But I actually don't really remember many of her cards, aside from just the existence of Unzan in general. You know, I know he's there. The first card's easy, actually. Not bad. So she's not following stage 3 boss tradition, giving me a life, I see. I am surprised that worked out. Good things don't last forever, though. Alright, whatever, we'll just take the rainbow one. I think if you bump into the UFOs, you die too, don't you? Or is that only, like, the ones that New Eye summons? I'm actually not sure. New egg. Oh no. This part, ooh, I just passed through way more bullets than one Shred Maiden is supposed to there. I think to do this part, like, you have to, like, do laps around the top of the screen, like some kinda, not figure eight, but, like, just circles around it, right? I'll have to refresh myself. There's, like, a specific way to do that, really. Our sister's power. Obviously, just treasure. Okay, so reacquaint yourself with her non-spells. I do kind of remember them now, it's just been a while. How many years has it been since I fought Ichirin? Many, many years. King Kraken Strike. Okay, which one is this? Is this the one where he punches in from the side? It sure is. Okay, but you can sit at the bottom and dodge, so you just have to dodge the falling bullets, basically. And fail to do so. I'm gonna blame the screen shake on that. Nah, just kidding, it was me. It was me, Dio, being bad. Do I get style points for hitting the button along with the song? Please give me style points. I live for style points. They're my sustenance. If I don't get enough, I die with this stream ends. Okay, I'll take that. And then I'll do that to just kind of negate it, I guess. I'm in an endless loop of swapping UFOs. How horrific. Alright, so go here. Now, do you have to, like, look up ahead to see the greens, or do you want to, like, base it off where she was, maybe? Alright, looks like you don't want to be directly underneath her, so go, like, a bit to the side, maybe? I'm assuming it's a fixed pattern. I think it is. Because I think the green one always goes straight down, right? Like the one that she fires out directly underneath her. So in which case you just want to offset yourself a little. At least this card's simple. As long as you can stream it properly. The bullets are like not so dense as to really cause any issues where like you'd get stuck and not being able to move in time for the fists, I don't think. But at least there's one card here I can capture. Alright, so if I want to move up through those, which seems like it would be good, do it faster. Just do it faster. Don't suck. And here doesn't really help. Yeah, I don't really know what to do there. Do you just have to like kill the enemies before they're problematic? Get it really close so you can macro dodge around those? I'm actually not really sure. And even the stages in 12 are rough. Has anyone ever talked about how hard this game is? I know he's talked about 15's difficulty. I'm kind of getting flashbacks to like... so I've mentioned before, this isn't my main Windows user. So that logically means that I do have a folder, a UFO installation that has everything like unlocked already. Like I've been through Lunatic before with continues. But I'm kind of getting flashbacks to like when I did that for the first time, years and years back. It was really hard. I think it took like hours to like get through Byakuran on stage 6 with just the few lives that you get from continuing. Yeah, so kind of like go off to the side a little. And it's tough. It's kind of tough to react to that. Hey, welcome. But yeah, unlocking everything on Lunatic for the first time was really tough. This is going to be really rough to 1cc. I'll have to like make sure not to skip practice this time. And I'll probably do it tonight or tomorrow. Like about half the time, like I'll just say I'll practice and then I don't actually do it before that stream. But I think for Touhou 12, like I'm just going to be bashing my head against a brick wall until I actually do. This is really tough. I think there's a lot of stuff in the stages that you really have to learn to get through it. You picked a bad night to come watch. I'm playing one of the harder games, and I am not doing a good job so far. Luckily, this infinite continues, so I'm gonna be able to do a full run, but like, I've continued like 5 times and I'm on stage 3 of 6. Oof. Yeah, so I think what you want to do here is something like this, if memory serves. Loop up and around. But I don't really know how that works once the other enemies start spawning. Maybe you just need to take it out really quickly, but like getting up there and firing at it seems like it would be tough. And the enemies have collision too, so that can happen. And it's not going to give me anything useful, sadly. Touhou 12 is nuts. I'm going to find plenty more adjectives to describe Touhou 12 during the stream. It's kind of all my smooth brain can really say. Maybe I should have just played Hall Song of Birds again tonight. Whoops. Oh well. Hall Song of Birds was really fun while it lasted though, for sure. Great time with that game. It's neat that it like works into the universe of The Last Comer as well, so gotta try to find more fan games by that author slash group. I don't really know. I assume they've done quite a few, right? So that'll be up on the schedule soon. I don't know if I'll do Touhou 14 after this or if I'll like do another fan game. We'll just see how I feel, really. Pokemon Crystal Clear is going to be keeping that second slot, though. That's a good, like, thing to take your mind off this. Ooh, I remember this one being tough. That's wave comes faster, and you have to do this. Then it alternates. Repeats. Okay. It's tough, but it's not that bad, actually. I think Ichirin isn't really that bad of a boss, actually, overall. I seem to be having trouble with her first boss card, but everything else seems pretty doable so far, actually. Except that one non-spell with the lasers, I'm kind of struggling with that a little. But I think I could probably just kind of like remind myself to go to the right place. What is this one? Yeah, it's the eye lasers, that's right. Punches from the side. I do have a bomb here, which I'm going to use. Alright. I think I got stuck on stage 3 less than I got stuck on stage 2. But I think maybe I'm just getting warmed up a little. I don't know. Alright, let's go on to stage 4. This is, of course, where the game actually gets a bit harder. I don't remember the stage itself being that bad. Morass overall is kind of tough, though. Her non-cards are pretty tough, from what I recall. At least the music here is great, though. This is, like, the first really good song in the run, in my opinion. This is one of those songs that Zun accidentally, like, had a Windows pop-off appear when he was recording. So I think, like, coming up ahead really soon, there's, like, a Windows system sound in here. I actually noticed a while back, and I hadn't heard about it online, so this is when I found myself. There's the same thing in, I think, Reverse Ideology Sage's theme. There's just a Windows, like, system notification pop-up in there, too. I assume people have found that and talked about it online. But unlike this song where I heard about it, then went to listen, I found that one myself, which I felt kind of good over, even though it's a strange thing to feel good over. I mean, I had to hear the song a bunch first, though. Just kind of heard it by chance one day, and it's like, huh. How about that? Oh, Zun. Oh, me. Now, if only we had a game creator who would actually update his games. I don't really mind that kind of thing, though. It's so subtle, you know? Oop. The strict death bomb timer is really throwing me off. Let me go back to Hollow Song of Birds. I'll be spam bombs the whole game. Baby mode. Welcome, Nue. Go back to extra stage. Wait for me there. I'll come kick your ass later. You're an easy boss. Don't ask about that bomb. Like, my reaction speed must suck today. So I know that in stage 6, oh yeah, here too, she drops different stuff depending on, like, if you bomb or die. I think if you get through that, like, capture it properly, you get a full life, which would have been nice. I'll have to try to practice that part a bit so I can get a life, like, in an actual run where I really need it. Not so important when I've spam continues the whole time, though. Okay, this is just stream stuff. I just didn't know it was coming, so it kind of caught me off guard. Even though it's not really fundamentally difficult. Whatever, I'll just take 3. Clear the screen a little bit for me, Mr. UFO. Ugh. It cleared the screen too slow. I call it BS. Backspace. I call backspace on that. I'll stop now. I'm too busy dodging to come up with insightful commentary right now, unfortunately. As I mentioned on Twitter, I'm just so tired today. I really need to like reset my schedule before the next stream, honestly. It's been rough. I got up at like 3 PM today, which I guess, you know, it gives me 3 hours before the stream, but sometimes it just takes me longer than that to wake up, you know? I got 7 hours of sleep, which isn't bad. I'm used to, you know, 8 or so. And I tend to not have the most restful sleep either, which doesn't help, so... Might have been in bed for 7 hours, but maybe 7 hours of sleep isn't the most accurate way to put it, right? I wonder if having the UFO clear the screen there counts as a bomb. Probably not. Because it usually writes that kind of stuff in. So I should get a life this time, right? Yes, okay. That's good to know. The part really isn't that bad as long as you can, like, read ahead a little bit and not wall yourself in. No, this is going well so far, actually. I hope I can do this well in an actual run. Alright, so the part after this is just straight up streaming. Just be ready for it. Simple, just... Oh, okay. I think they're offset a little bit too, so you can't just, like, one-tap it. Okay, good to know. I was moving around a lot there too, so... Probably screwed myself over, if anything, really. And this is just dodging. There are real tricks to it, I don't think. Just don't get hit. There's the Windows pop. I heard it there. Alright. Bomb, please. Thank you. Yeah, okay, there's nothing inside the ship. No treasure to steal here, Raymond. Raymond doesn't really seem concerned with actually solving the incident at this point. I mean, yeah, it's just a giant ship flying around, but like, why? It's a good thing that Marissa shows up and just takes her back to Mackay. Alright. I do remember a good deal of Marissa's cards being pretty hard, actually, now that I'm here fighting her. In general, she's a pretty tough fight, I think. She's got that cool survival card at the end, which is very unique, like, in that she's a stage 4 boss with a survival card. I liked Marissa's theme a lot back in the day. I still think it's pretty good. I remember during high school, like, I would play Marissa's theme on the way to school. Oh, sorry, not her theme, like, I'd actually bring my laptop and play the whole stage. Just, like, hear her theme and play against her. It's like a way to wake up. Like, I'd wake up with Toho every morning, just in the car. And nowadays, I can't really do too much in the car without getting car sick. Try to avoid car rides whenever I can. Not my thing. Don't drive either. Driving's always kind of scared me. Alright. This non-spell has always troubled me. Okay. This is the one where they sit at the side of the screen for a bit. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the one from... double spoiler. She just calls him back here, actually. Alright. And here's the survival card. She starts homing in on you. This seems tough on Lunatic, like, with that many waves. Kinda like... weird delay on the bullets, too, so... How long is this gonna go on for? I can't look up and see the number. The timer. Oh, dang. Alright, I'm just gonna have to bomb to get through this so I don't have to replay the stage. Probably. Just to be safe here. Just gonna use a couple bombs. So we can move on. What are we? 2 bombs. Okay. Not doing anything bad. I mean, come on. If humans can stop being humans and turn into yokai, surely you can do the other way around. I remember stage 5 being really tough. The stage and the boss show is like ridiculous. The only card right now I distinctly remember of hers is the one with the laser cross that like makes you move around the screen really quickly. That's like such an iconic thing for me. I don't actually remember much else that she does. It'll come flowing back to me once I get there, I'm sure. But I think one of the things I remember the most is like the opening riff of this song, because I had to restart the stage so many times back in the day. On the initial like run to get everything unlocked for stage practice. Man, we are so spoiled these days having the universal practice still. Didn't used to be a thing, I don't think. Or at least if it was a thing back then, I didn't know about it. I'm just kind of assuming it wasn't. I know it's still getting updated now, like it got an update like a week ago or a few days or something ago. I gotta go back and check and see when that actually came out, huh? Certainly curious. Okay, I kind of remember how to do this, I think. Then, okay, the part from both sides comes later, I guess. Maybe here? Okay, this is more of these, so go like from side to side. Go up and around again. And I messed it up a little bit. Okay, but you can like kind of figure 8 that, I think. Now let's turn this back. Oh, no UFO for me. Okay, so she's got lasers. Oh yeah, I remember this now. So you want to go through this part and not like through the prongs themselves. When you can help it, at least. You have more room to dodge if you do that, and you don't get walled in like that. I could have made it around that, but I messed it up. This card, I think, is medium tough. It moves pretty fast in Lunatic, that's for sure. Alright. It'll be kind of tricky. Yeah, sure has a card or a non-spell like this too. Where like the bullets move in a fixed pattern instead of being random. I actually do remember that now. Okay, fine. It's kind of grabbing the UFOs because I don't feel like I'm in a situation where I can be choosy. To be fair, they're not doing anything unless I pick and choose a little bit. This part is just really dense. I'm not really sure what to do here. Maybe like, you can't even really like sit at one side, can you? Wouldn't the fairies come too close for you to really hit? Maybe, I don't know. And I messed that up. I think actually what I used to do there, and what you're supposed to do is like start from one of the corners and kind of stream out and go up. Bottom left or bottom right. I think that works better. I'll try that this time. Okay, give me a red. Can I have another red? Thank you. Not like I'm sure if I can get enough for a life by the end or not, but I'll just take it over with blue, okay? Damn. Stage 5 is merciless. Right. Got the life piece. Alright, I mean, not bad. Up and around. If you can kind of be in position sooner, it helps, I guess. Spawn one of these fairies in the middle. Then we just do a couple back and forths, right? To start with. We go up and around again. Timed it a little bit weird, but it worked fine. Okay, I was a little bit behind, I think, time-wise there. Needed to kind of get in position faster, maybe. But I think I had the right idea. Okay, so these bullets are going to come pretty fast. Whoop. I hit a bullet there? Huh. I didn't even notice it, but there must have been one there. I think it was evoked still ones near me. It came from far away or something. Well. UFO system would be a bit more generous if, like, you got one free hit of invincibility while the UFO is out, but, like, it pops the UFO early so you can't get the full reward. Maybe that would have been nice. I don't have any bombs. I tried to blow up the UFO. Just for the screen clear mostly. Didn't really work out. So can you like sit in the corner and spawn kill inside? Maybe. That might work. I think I'll try it next time just to see what happens. Not like making it there is even easy, really. Alright, so yeah, we'll open with red UFOs. Get 2 life pieces off the first set. I guess I have to engage with the mechanic a bit more than I did in 10 Desires, huh? I don't know, hitting that one before it changes doesn't really seem very feasible. Didn't actually want to select it, like pick it up after it turned blue. But apparently I did. Maybe if I just kind of like wait at that side of the screen and I'm like ready to pick it up when it drops, maybe I could get it before it switches. I don't know. Worth a shot, maybe. Alright, so get up around this relatively quickly. The thing is, like, you can't get around that too quickly, though. Maybe I should just, like, sit up in the corner there and kind of, like, wait. I don't need to, like, crisscross those guys back either. Okay. Definitely don't do what I just did, though. Like, you want to stream them, but they go kind of slow. It's weird. The bullets go kind of slow, at least. They linger for so long. Fuck. Alright, keep it up. We'll get there. I'll have more fun once I get back to stage 6. Is there an option to just restart the stage? I don't think so. I think if I hit retry, it probably starts the run. I'm actually not certain. So I'm not going to hit that button and find out. Worry less about the UFOs, just worry about bombing. Like, I just died with a full stock of 2 bombs. That's not good. And yeah, it would improve my chances if I could get better at the UFO stuff, but you know, it would really improve my chances if I used the resources I started with. Though it doesn't feel good picking up the blue UFOs. Definitely not. Alright, so just wait and make sure that they all target you before you start moving. I think that's maybe what I'm doing. Because they take like a little bit of time to actually target you after they spawn, right? So make sure they like get to start moving at you a little bit. Get underneath there. Alright, there we go. I know how to do that part now. I think I can probably do that pretty reliably if I just can get in position early enough. That's fine, really. Cool. Okay, greatest treasure. I feel like I was between bullets there. I'm just gonna have to bomb. I'm trying to get a little bit of actual, like, dodging practice in today, not just make it to the end and bomb spam literally everything possible. I got that one, we can wait for this one to turn. I think regardless we're gonna have to wait for one of those to turn back to red, so it doesn't really matter which way we go. I couldn't hit that in time. Still. Man, unless you bomb there, I'm not even sure if you can like, get it on the second pass like I just did. It's rough. Just be ready for that to move up. Ignore the green. Pick up this red. Alright, we're at 2 reds. Good. Get in position for the homing yin-yang things. Make sure they get directed to the corner of the top of the screen there. Good. I didn't really want that UFO. I don't know why I picked that up. I did it on purpose, but I did it without thinking. Like, collectible. You want. Alright, honestly, that part's really easy, actually. You just kind of have to memorize it and have a route planned, I guess. I think I can do that quite reliably now. Ooh, damn. I don't know why I'm struggling with this. It shouldn't really be that bad. We're just gonna have to bomb this again. I made it through a wave. That's more than I've made it through before, I think. Alright, death bomb. I'll take it. Let's move on. There's still more stage left to practice. Right, so we got a piece from Nazarene, 2 pieces from the UFO. And we're gonna get another life here. Get a bomb so I can get that. Oh, no, wait, it's 5 pieces per. Alright, well, if I get one more piece, that'll be enough. A lot of UFOs in this part, at least. Too bad I don't have any bombs left. I'm just gonna have to bomb here, I think. It's too risky to not bomb. Not bomb. Yeah, so I didn't do that part right. Not even close. It's fine, I do know what to do there. I just need to actually, like, be ready to really do it. Alright. I made it to her. Oh no, I'm remembering just how much I detest her non-cards. I replayed Double Spoiler like maybe a year or so ago, and I can say for almost certain that, like, I think I hate Sho's stuff the most out of everything in that game. Like, her stupid Kirby laser cards there are just horrific. I mean, some of them might not even be cards, they might just be like non-spells that you take pictures of, but I don't care. I just don't like them. I don't like them here either. They're so incredibly stressful. The lasers just come so fast. Alright, I think I remember this one being relatively easy, right? Just don't let yourself get walled in too bad. Pass through here. Ah yes, finally a break from the chaos. Give me something kind of easy. Like, yeah, it's not Baby Danmaku, but comparatively, I like it. Oof, thank you. All we have is 1 bomb. That is not going to be enough here. She still has the card coming up, and I have nothing for it. Here we go, Vajra Perfect Buddhism. This card is absolute nonsense. Ugh. Let me go. I needed to get around that instead of trying to wait it out. I love that card because of how it makes you feel while you're, like, successfully doing it. But boy, is it stressful. So I've always wondered, like, am I doing that wrong? Are you supposed to, like, direct the stuff in such a way that you don't have to, like, zoom around the screen at Mach 10? Because that's the only way I know how to do that. And it does work. Like, if you can just keep moving quick enough, the lasers will actually never catch up to you. I believe. But it is not easy. And the worst part is I'm not using Homing Rainbow, so it'll take a while to actually take out Show herself. Probably practically time the card out, so like almost a minute of that. It ain't looking too good, you know. Well, that's what the practice tool's for. Can I get that UFO? Yes. Was it a good idea? Maybe. Ooh. That was a close one. Alright. Well, fine. Works for me. 1 piece is better than no piece. I feel like Greatest Treasure is gonna be like a good card to just bomb in an actual run. trying to get off a cool death bomb there, didn't really work. One bomb is enough for it, as long as you just wait a couple seconds, so... You know, fair game, right? Haha, calling Toho 12 a fair game. I jest. I love all Toho. Not equally, but I love all Toho. Alright, get a bomb for the life here. Try to pick up the green UFOs. Alright, so as I was saying, no, I don't really think it works. Maybe it was just because there were already fairies out, though. You'd have to sit there, like, the whole time. It looks like it might kind of work. But again, you'd have to sit there, like, the whole time. Damn it, I did it again. Why am I never in position for that? Alright, no bombs. Here we go. Totomaru shot. Have mercy. I remember back when I was learning Japanese, like relatively early on, maybe a few years, I read some Toho short stories by this author in Japanese, and honestly, like, they were way above my difficulty back then, but I was still largely able to tell what was going on. Learned a lot of vocab you don't see very often either. Useless, like, obscure verbs. In one of the stories, well, all the stories were kind of messed up, actually. One of them involved, like, Sho giving into her beastly instincts and eating Nazrin. Now, I don't mean this in, like, a sexual way. I mean, like, in a horrific, monstrous kind of, like, horror movie way. And then Byakuran finds out. And she, like, comforts her. But she also says, due to your actions, you will not be able to enter the cycle of reincarnation. And your soul is going to, like, I don't know, disappear or suffer eternal punishment. I don't know what happens in Buddhism, but she's not gonna get reincarnated as a result of eating her friends. Which is just, like, a really frightening thing to hear. I don't remember too much about the other stories. I think Sakuya murders someone in one of them. Or gets murdered by someone. I can't recall. There may or may not have been a story where Renko commits suicide. Then Marie, like, finds her body. I don't really remember much, but they were all pretty dark stories. I think the guy's actually, like, selling his short stories these days. Like, he's kept on going with it. That's pretty cool that he's making something for himself there. I've read a lot of, like, stale writing in Japanese, so I can't imagine how difficult it must be to, like, write properly. I've never tried writing fiction in Japanese before. I stress enough having to, like, compose emails to people in Japanese. Like, I can kind of identify, like, good and bad writing a little bit, I think, because I've seen a lot of, like, really repetitive writing before in some of the stuff I've read and translated, but I don't think I could replicate, like, avoiding those repetitive, I wouldn't say tropes. It's more about the actual structure of your writing than, like, the story that I'm talking about. Yeah, what I was trying to do actually doesn't work. I think maybe you want to go to the side and loop down. But either way, I don't think I could replicate good writing at my level. I have to, like, look up and double check so much stuff when I'm composing stuff because, for anyone who doesn't know, like, using a language, like, creating something in it, you know, be it a message or a story or whatever, unless you've specifically practiced it, your experience reading the language honestly does not translate to, like, something super helpful. It's like a whole different thing altogether, like consuming and creating in one language. Maybe, like, foreigners who have had to learn English feel the same way. I don't know. but I've heard the exact same thing from other Japanese learners before, and I've started saying it to others as well. It really does hold true. Like, I think I could translate some pretty difficult Japanese at this point, without really stressing over it too much, but when it comes to writing stuff, I'm not up to, like, high school level, even. I'm probably not, like, if we're talking, like, perfect language, I'm probably, like, still a child, if that. Like, I don't know. Keigo very well, polite language, and all that. Unlike a lot of learners, I didn't learn in a classroom. I was self-taught, so I didn't, like, really start with polite language. I started by reading games and stuff, mostly. One of the earlier things I read was Toho dialogue, which was pretty hard. Don't do that. But it at least, you know, helped drill hiragana into my head a bit better. All those years ago. Didn't really learn much from it, I don't think, though. Toho dialogue is just really stupidly difficult to read. But like visual novels, RPGs, that kind of thing. That's largely what I started out with, so unless you're like specifically seeing polite language using characters, you're not really going to see that much polite language in there. It's going to be a mix, lots of casual language too. And that's what it was, really. So I have to kind of like push myself to use polite language whenever appropriate. I don't have too many times I actually have to speak it. But for composing, sometimes I catch myself not being polite enough in my language, my word choice, conjugations. I'll have to like double and triple check my messages. Translating stuff in the Japanese is a weird mix between like thinking, how do I express what I want to say in Japanese, and like, is this something that people say in Japanese? You kind of have to go like back and forth between the two. You can't just translate like your English words into Japanese one for one and expect it to work out. Show song is okay. It's certainly intense, which I can appreciate, but at the same time, it doesn't really have that strong of a melody to it. So it is not at the top of my list. Though I do like associate the more tense part of the song with her Vajra card, which is kind of cool. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that. I did it. Okay, so this card can sometimes be hard depending on where she throws the big lines, but I still capped it twice in a row. Nice. Alright, no bombs here, we just kind of gotta wing this. I don't think this is one of her harder non-cards, right? Ooh, I don't like how those waves overlapped, though. Alright, back to Vajra. If I lose a life here, I'm going to be very, very eager to just bomb this. Just get it out of the way, you know? Ooh. This is terrifying. I guess it helps if you can like look up ahead a little bit and know exactly what you're gonna have to dodge through beforehand. Sometimes you do get like some breaks there. I would have had a duck down around that. I guess that wasn't really all that bad. I almost captured it, honestly. Okay, I totally forgot about what this card was. I see now. I don't think this is that bad, but I made it to the end of the stage, which is uncommon. So I'm just bombing. I just want to get through this and get onto stage 6 at this point, really. Alright, before I move on, I just need to go use the bathroom. Refill my water real quick before we start getting through stage 6. BRB. let's get back into it. Alright. Let's get through stage 6. Not like I need much of a refresher here, but still. I mean, I will be using the universal practice tool when I practice this later. So this is really just a formality, but that's fine. It's gameplay, you know. It's content. I do remember these enemies being a little bit tough, because they like stream stuff near you, but not necessarily directly at you. So there's a lot of reacting involved in dodging them. Well, I made it through, so that's okay. I don't think the rest of the stage is that bad, right? New is a little bit tricky when she comes up again, but these enemies are fine. I really gotta focus on getting the good UFOs here, huh? Right, so you can hop over here and get these ones. That was just blue, though. Useless. There's no green. That is what we want. I don't think there's any red ones here, so... Rip. Welcome back, Nue. Again, please go to Extra. Wait for me there. I ain't interested. Not now. Ah, that fairy! Did it really have to be right there? Ugh. The opener's easy enough here, at least. Missed the last UFO, but frankly, don't really need it anyway. Got 3 already. I think it's kind of tough to fill this guy up, though, isn't it? I guess you really want to let them bounce around for a bit longer. That left faster than I thought it was going to. Oops. Oh, they still dropped the bomb, though. They just did break the piece. That's not bad, then. It's fine. Is that sound glitched or something? It sounded a little bit weird. Right, 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4. Yeah, honestly, this is not that dense, so I can just kind of aggressively go for the UFOs here, I'd say. Again, stage 6 is a part that I've practiced all in the past, as it tends to be for pretty much all the games. I practice them for fun. I just like the stage 6s typically. Not the boss parts in particular, but before the practice tool, you kind of needed to play the stage too. And I usually do anyway, because it's kind of part of it for me. I don't think Nue drops anything good here, regardless. I think the best you can get from her is a full power item, right? Yeah. So don't stress about not bombing, because you're not gonna get a life or anything anyway. I always liked timing Rainbow's focus and on the focus with the, like, heartbeat in the background. Feels good. Oh, the world of Dharma is filled with light. Looks like this is Danma. Anyway. I like Byakuran a lot. I'll just leave it at that. She's a cool character. And I didn't move far enough to the right. Made it through anyway, but... okay, so her first card. I'm not very good at this one. I'm just not. The waves have like a random offset from each other, so you can never quite dodge this the exact same way. It's kind of reactive, like Yuyuko's last spell would be. Her like X% reflowering one. And this is just silly. I don't know how to dodge this on Lunatic. I mean, I guess this works, but it feels hard. I guess this is probably correct though, actually. But I did manage to like stream it wrong and run into something there. So this one, I know aside from the lasers it's fixed, so you're just supposed to like find a route through it. Now I can do the first few waves just fine. But then there's this one specific wave coming up where like, yeah, I think maybe that was it, where like the butterflies kind of like cut off your path that you're gonna want to take. Okay, actually, I usually get hit at that part, but I managed to just do it. Okay. That's probably not that bad. This is an easy non-spell. Just sit under her, dodge the bullets. Magic Milky Way, it's one of her easier spells too. But I'm not confident that I can do it. Yeah, I need to move up a bit more. I feel like your hitbox is a little bit bigger in this game. It probably isn't. It's probably just me trying to validate my failures. But it's just a feel, you know? And in the end, who can say that your feelings are wrong? Who can say that they're invalid? I feel like the moon landing was fake. Are you gonna tell me my feelings aren't valid? Huh? I jest, but... Okay, so we got the full bomb there. Or, no, I didn't. I must have dropped it. Well, dang. Alright, so really, you can basically just stay on top of this part and kill pretty much all the enemies, right? It's a shame these point items don't do anything in this game, because there's a ton of them here. No, at least they fill up the UFOs. At least they would if I could get any more to drop. Thank you. Alright, well, we got a bomb from there. Bomb piece, a couple more UFOs. That I don't think we can actually really do anything with at this point, but we can take them home, put them on a shelf, you know. I always had trouble with stage 6 anyway, though. You have to just be so close to the bottom of the screen. I feel like sometimes I just get walled in. I'm sure I'm just not moving right, but I've never memorized like exactly how you're supposed to go. Maybe left with the reds instead of right. I don't know. I really just don't know. Okay, come on out. Alright, so our first non-card isn't really bad. Just get far enough to the side so you don't get walled, and I don't really know why I panic bombed there. I was fine. Keep saying that part's not that bad, but then I mess it up anyway. That's my job. Really, there's just a lot of like looking up ahead in this one, just to kind of see what's coming and how you'll have to deal with it, I guess. Yeah. I'd like to be able to capture that card, but I don't know. It's tough. I almost captured this last time, but it's also tough. And I don't know how I'm going to like be able to learn it. Magic Butterfly is something I can learn though, but some parts of this fight are just really difficult. The dodging is tough, the gimmicks aren't super easy either. See, like there, like that second wave of butterflies that overlaps to the first, they like cut off where I want to ideally dodge. I can kind of squeeze through if I'm precise, but there's probably a better solution, like go through a different gap or something. I've never really experimented with it before. I don't think I've really ever come at Toho 12 with the universal practice tool before and like worked on my problematic spots. That's kind of what this is all about, you know? Giving me a good reason to go back and do that. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we picked it up. We're not going to be able to get the piece. Ooh. How did I do it? How? I have no idea. Nothing short of a miracle. Yeah, I want to keep that one green. Whatever. I ate it instead. I don't think I can really... I could probably get like a rainbow UFO, but that's kind of pointless. But I'll take it. Honestly, this part's kind of really too easy to care about the screen clear then, though. And if we could keep it for part of New 8, that would be cool, but... like, you can't really, huh? It's fine. Whatevs. Oof. See, I don't like that. So, dodge right with the blues, left with the reds maybe? Do you not get walled in if you do that? No, I still got walled in just as badly, actually. Maybe I should just watch a video of someone doing that part. There must be some kind of, like, trick to it that I just don't know. Move to the left a bit here. Yep, I can get around that. It's fine. These waves alternate, of course. Good. Okay. Body way in purple. Ah, damn. It's pretty precise as well. I always thought this was a really hard opener compared to a lot of other ones that final bosses have. And then there's this. Fuck. Ugh. The fact that they're like aimed so far apart from your actual origin means like unless you're moving quick enough or like really watching directly on top of yourself to see like if one's coming, you can really just have one kind of like spawn on you like that. It's one a bit earlier, but I'm sure it's probably fine. If anything, I kind of want to spawn it later so I can take out that first enemy in the middle first. So it's not like shooting at me and spamming the screen at the same time. Yeah, traded a bomb for a bomb. I think I'm just gonna bomb Holy Way in purple this time, as well as the second non-card. Just really quickly, just so we can keep on moving here. Get to the other parts of the fight. I already know I need to practice the early parts. The later parts, I'll later practice them too, honestly. I don't really think she has any easy cards, does she? Like after Milky Way, she's got Devil Summoning Incantation or whatever it is. That's pretty tough. After that I think is Superhuman, which maybe one of the easier ones, but it can be pretty dense and you gotta make sure you're not in the wrong place. And her last card is just difficult. Starts off easy, gets tough, typical final boss stuff. Alright, so that worked for the last one. So you want to be like around here, maybe around here for the blues. I wonder. I'll try that. Maybe it just kind of works out well if you're there. So I got through the wave just fine this time. I'll give it a shot. Oh, wait, I thought it was going the other way. No, I don't know why I thought that. She always opens with it the same way. It's not random, I don't think. Alright, I'm gonna bomb this. I think. Oh, I got through the first wave easily enough. Thanks, Bjorkren. You're merciful today. It's super RNG heavy, like whether you get easy waves or not. If she just layers them on top of each other, then there isn't really much dodging to actually be done. Is this gonna be enough? Yeah. Okay. Already bombs left, so I guess I have to try Magic Butterfly legit anyway, but that's good. I'd like to. Because this should be a really reliable capture if I can learn where to go. So we're gonna try to go like over here or something. That is considerably easier. And I don't really know what I did there, but... Alright, so if you go like under the lotuses, like offset yourself a little bit, you can get through pretty easily, I guess. Okay. Noted. I'll do that, I think. Now, I'm coming in from Hall Song of Birds, which didn't even have power items or point items. Lost my last life to one of the easy non-spells. What's this rare Animal Crossing emote where you have a UFO spinning above your head, and how can I get it? Alright, I think that's perfect. I think that's what I really want to do there. Damn it. Not that, though. Definitely not that. like to pick that one up, but I kind of can't really realistically do that. Make it that one, though. Okay. So we should be able to get a second green UFO up on the screen by the time the Space Invaders part starts. And we should be able to guarantee to pick up the bombs from both at the very least. Maybe not the pieces, but I guess it depends on like how well we sync killing it and filling it, huh? And I wouldn't have gotten a third green anyway, I don't think. Even if there is one over there, I don't know if I could have really gotten it. Oh, I guess there's one here though. Okay. So, if you play it right, you can fill 3 green UFOs in stage 6 if you start with nothing. Okay. I'll make that my aim then. It shouldn't really be that bad aside from the kind of early part. The Space Invaders part is just free. Alright, so I want to be the left for this. Maybe for both. Maybe like around here. It worked for blue just now. Or not there. I don't know why. Why did it work the first time? Did I take a different path and just not realize it? I just don't know. But what does it say billion in it? It's the high score. Is it trying to be funny? So we start by going right. Next wave we go left. It ain't hard. Super easy non-spell opener. No reason to ever mess up on this one, really. Literally, like, only if you're asleep. I might be asleep. Alright, so we got a lucky first wave there. This one should be dodgeable. That one's a little scary, though. So I'm fine with bombing that. Alright. Stream to the middle just once here, squeeze through, and then I'm just gonna bomb. It's good. Alright, Magic Butterfly. I'd like it if I could just capture this. So dodge the first wave there. Second wave also in the middle. Then move over to around here, and I don't really know what I did. I guess I did something different. Maybe I should like watch footage of that and like see what parts I like particularly open during that like layered wave. Man. Why you gotta be like this, Toho 12? Be chill. Fuck. I'm crying here. These enemies don't even have that much HP, but you really just need to take them out fast before they stack up and wreck your shit. Alright, well, here's UFO number 2. Alright, and if we stick over to the right, eventually we'll get another rainbow UFO that we can get as a green and get a third UFO. Alright, good. Fill that up, and we get our third bomb. At least I get to practice this. It's just a good saving grace that this stage is short enough that, like, this practice is easy enough to just keep repeating, you know? Alright, so I'm gonna try... I don't know. Okay, so if you go like kind of left through that. Ah, fuck me. Do you just always want to stay over here? That kind of worked, but it felt really close to the bottom. I don't know if there's any random variance to that or not. I would think no, but sometimes I get sandwiched against the bottom and sometimes I don't. But I think maybe the times I don't, like, I'm still not supposed to be in that part of the pattern. I'm supposed to dodge somewhere else in it regardless, and I've just never really seen it before, you know? I've never, like, seen the correct route. It's very possible. The only tricky part with her first non-spell is if she's close to the wall. But it's not really that bad, you just kind of have to be ready for it in that situation. Well, I had a ton of bombs, but no lives. Death bomb this, just to get Get out of the way. Alright, I'm just gonna bomb Magic Butterfly. I'm gonna just add this to the list of cards to stream. Sorry, no, stream, but practice off stream. Right now, that card is every card in the game. Practically. This. I don't know why I keep playing so reckless. I think a lot of it is like the lenient death bombs from the whole Song of Birds. Like, I keep thinking, oh yeah, I can just play a little bit risky here because if something happens, I'm sure I can death bomb in time. I didn't pick up the UFO yet. It's kind of escaping from me here. I specifically want that one. Ah, dang. I'm kind of remembering now you can actually just fill it up in the first section with those 5 enemies. Instead of like having to do it in this nightmare of a portion. Why did I bother picking up a red one? They're useless here. I mean, you could probably get exactly 3 if you wanted, but... Okay, hold on, I'm just gonna suicide to this fairy so I can start over. Okay, yeah, so confirmed. UFOs do hurt you. Because that's really something you need to know for a practical run. Alright, so if I just don't pick up these items... And I did take out the fairy item. Kill me. Shoot me with Danmaku. Take me out back. And fire your Vajra at me. This part's really hard for a final stage. I feel like it's a little bit random whether I dodge fast enough or not. So we missed the first big bomb. Just test with the second UFO though, that's good. But we're gonna be a piece short, right? So... I think I'll still get another piece, right? I'm not certain. From right here? Rainbow one? Yeah. Okay. So it's okay if you, like, messed it up a little bit, I guess. Alright. We did almost perfect there when it came to bombs. I mean, it still gave me enough. 3, so that's okay. Even though we missed one. Alright, which is good, because I feel like definitely need to bomb this part. I'll try to practice it and see how it's done properly, but can't make any promises. It's weird. You could say I have not identified how to do that part. It's still unidentified. Flying girl. Remember once I took MP3 player on my laptop or 3DS or DS with music on it or some kind of music device on a school field trip, and I let a kid listen to some of my childhood music on the way back to the school after the trip was over, and he really liked Byakuran's theme. Probably listened to it like 5 times in repeat. He loved it. That was the part. It's just tough juggling all those things at once. Like, you're trying to avoid the laser, you have to fit through the first wave, and then, like, another wave comes in on top and, like, kind of fills in, like, your only place that you really have to go. Which is why I'm thinking that I need to, like, dodge somewhere else there. Maybe. I think if you get too close to her, like, she spam fires or something, and this isn't that right? Might be thinking of something else. Alright, that really isn't bad. Now this non-card, I have no idea how to capture this. This has always been a guaranteed bomb for me on pretty much every difficulty. Like, carting the shit around the screen and taking forever to capture is just absurd. It is so stressful, it goes on for so long. I don't like doing it. Devil's Recitation is hard. I'm definitely gonna bomb it. The last wave she adds in is just kind of too much for me. I'll be lucky if I make it there, honestly. We're just gonna bomb it now, kind of preemptively, because I get a little bit spooked. Alright, we have a life left, and we'll get our bombs back, so this might work out. Oop, I messed up. Might not work out anymore. Just go down to the right. She'll go to the left now, I think. Yep. Roughly knowing her pattern helps. I don't have it fully memorized, but I kind of have like an intuition as to where she's gonna go. Sometimes it's obvious anyway. Alright, one bomb for the last card. Odds aren't looking great, but miracles could happen. They certainly could, but will they? I don't know how I'd rate this, like, against other Final Boss last Lunatic cards. On one hand, it starts off really easy, but by the time it gets, like, all the way through... I mean, I actually died pretty early at the start there, didn't I? So maybe I shouldn't be saying really easy, huh? I'd say it's decently high up on the list, I guess. Didn't quite fill that up, now did I? Making it through the stage flawlessly is tough. By flawlessly, I'm not even counting, like, using bombs, I just mean without losing a life to something. Also, well, getting bombs. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait to summon the UFO so I can take out the enemies first, then summon it to suck up the points. Because it kind of blocks for them a little bit, you know? And I really think the key to beating that part more reliably is taking out the enemies as soon as they spawn, so you don't really have to deal with them. I might say that I should just die and restart, but I'm going to try the new aid part with no bombs, as practice. So, in a sense I am dying and restarting, but it's for a purpose. I ran into a fairy. Yeah, you can't just not shoot here, huh? You really can't. You get ferried if you do. Right, see, that seemed easy enough there. So did that. I wonder why. Strange. We're just gonna go into the Byakuran fight and not use any bombs. Just, I'm not gonna clear her on 2 bombs, no lives, so... Let's try to capture Purple Mountain Majesty. Nirvana's Purple Mountain Majesty. You know, the band. Okay. Almost. I mean, I do understand how it works, like, the offset between stuff is the same, like, every 2 waves of the purple bullets, kind of. Like, it stays consistent like that. But it's random what the offset is. This might sound like total gibberish, but, like, it's a bit of a tough card to explain, but I can see it, if you know what I mean. I do want to, like, make it to Byakuran with all my lives. I summoned the UFO too early there, just without thinking. Like, this is the right timing, right? But no, it was not. How did I do that? Man, it's just getting worse. Kill me, fairies, kill me. You left before you could kill me. Kill this poor pathetic shrine maiden that can't even beat Lunatic. how could I say I like Bjorkren if I can't beat her stage? Alright, so take out the one in the middle first, before I summon the UFO. Good, okay. Summon the UFO. Take out one on the side. Go to the other side. Take out the UFO. Get hit by a bullet. Fuck. At this point, I'm thinking maybe, like, if I haven't beaten this by the 2-hour mark, which is in about 12 minutes, I am just going to move on to Crystal Clear for the night. Like, again, I'm just going to be using the practice tool regardless. Yeah, no, I'm going to restart the stage again now. I'm actually just going to give it one more shot. Once using Tower 12 is maybe going to be a long thing, actually. I might not finish this, like, within my first week of attempts, I'm afraid. And I didn't get the UFO. Give UFO. UFO. Alright, bombing. First part of the stage is just so tough. So I wonder, like, are there enough green UFOs for a fourth set? Bombs here? Probably not, right? Let's explore around and see. I think it'd be one or two short. I think just one. So this will be a rainbow one here, and then there's another rainbow one up ahead. And you'll get one from the green UFO. So I have one here. No, guy over on the left might have had one, that very. I don't know, hard to say. Alright, so I'm gonna bomb here if it looks bad. I might just auto-bomb on the third wave, honestly. I'm just gonna do it. Just get me through this. I hope that wasn't too early. That was fine. Okay, cool. I think she can hit you on the way out, so never ever let that happen. Okay, come on out. Bjorkren, just stay asleep, please, actually. I ain't feeling up to it. I've really just been put in my place today. Cloudy away in purple. I think this is gonna be a bomb. Let's see just how powerful bombing everything in this game is. Everything but most thing. This non-spell is gonna be a bomb. I know that I can just bomb through this and have it be enough. Magic Butterfly is also gonna be a bomb after the first two waves. Actually, how about the first one wave? Good, I don't need to pick those up. Don't need to go up there. I think I can do this one. Magic Milky Way, I don't know. It's just that sometimes the lasers appear in tricky spots. Alright, fine, good. Alright, this non-spell will be a bomb, but still need damage her a little bit first. Wait for her to start moving to the right, and bomb. Alright, we're out of bombs now, so we're gonna have to start Devil's Recitation normally. Then we're gonna probably bomb it. The music is so out of sync from what I expect because I've bombed so many times now. Usually during like a normal run, it'll be at the like part where it really picks up here in this melody. I've always envisioned this like her blasting off in a rocket or something, personally. I almost captured that. It's fine, I was gonna bomb this one anyway. Alright, I'm gonna wait until she she moves to the left here. Yeah, gotta remember that. Then she goes back to the right. So she ends up on the right on most of her patterns here. I think all but one, actually. Or maybe not. Alright, look at all this stuff that we have with the last card. 1 bomb and a full life with 2 more. Good. Now the bombs aren't exactly going to be useful in damaging her here, but... you know, invincibility is invincibility. Let me save myself for a few seconds and get into position, so it's good. Halfway there, halfway there. Focus. Ah, damn. I was really close to actually just capturing that. Wow. I have to bomb again. She's just taking like no damage at the end. Okay. Well. Total have absolutely humiliated me today. It took 2 hours to get through with continues. That was horrible. Caught by Byakuran. What does that even mean? Unable to return home. Why would Byakuran, like, catch her and keep her there? That's so strange. Collect lots of items before invading Makai. You mean lots of bombs and lives? Yeah. I'm trying soon. But you just happen to be a stingy fuck with your UFOs this time around. Alright. Well, that was that. Ugh, okay. Let me go get a cup of coffee, and I will come back and switch things over to Crystal Clear for a while so we can kind of cool down from that stressful experience. I'll be right back.